So I chose ClassDojo as one of my data analysis tools. It's a very aesthetically pleasing program for students, and it is really good for the type of data that you might want to collect that pertains to participation or engagement levels, things that are not necessarily your summative assessments. I was looking for something like that, so I found this to be an interesting tool. As you can see, once you've logged in, you can log in as a teacher or a parent or a student or an administrator. I've logged in as a teacher here, and I've set up my classes, which you can import your own class list very easily or manually put in all the names. So if I go to a demo class, you see we've got my class students here, and they can choose their own avatar, which is a lot of fun for the students. I can take a look at the whole class and give them marks as far as a whole class, but I think more importantly, you go to an individual student and I say, yep, today or this, I give her a point for participating. And Beyonce here is participating again. So now she's got extra points for participating, maybe 3 times in a class if I want, or 3 times throughout the day. Justin, on the other hand, needs some work. He's been disrupting the class today, and then I can keep track of that. I don't necessarily have to let parents or students know, but that is an option. I can put students into group, their table groups, and then I can analyze the data based on their tables or their project groups, different teamwork applications. There's a portfolio section. So this is where I think this program has a bit of limitation. You can put your activity name, which might be engagement exit slip, and then the activity instructions. Now here there's only about 50 characters before it says it's full, which isn't enough for a rubric. And now it looks like it's coming soon, but presently they don't allow you to put your own rubric up. So I find that to be a pretty serious limitation. I can't describe much. I'm going to have to teach and explain or hand out paper to the students to explain what this means, and then they can answer with a text, a video, or a photo or a drawing. I can assign it to the class, and now they have their assignments they can put up, and I can take a look. So most importantly, view reports. This will tell me how the class is doing as a whole. We can see how Beyonce is doing here. She's doing very well. And then poor Justin Timberlake is disrupting the class, and so he's not getting very many marks. So now I need to change my teaching to maybe reflect a better method of engagement for Justin there, or maybe give him some extra support and figure out how I would change my teaching. And I can view a spreadsheet, and it'll just go straight into my downloads folder, and then I can see the whole spreadsheet or give it to my administrator or to another teacher. And there are options to add co-teachers and connect students, connect parents. So it's a very interesting feature, excellent for, I think, younger grades. I would try it with my 7/8. I would like to be able to add my rubrics to make this a more useful tool for me. So speaking of rubrics, my second data tool here is called ForAllRubrics and ForAllRubrics.com. So this tool allows you to create checklists, rubrics, or badges. You can import your class list, or you can do it manually. I've got my sample Justin Timberlake here. You can design your own rubric from scratch, or you can use the library up here. And the library has rubrics that were already created from other teachers around the world. So going back to design, I would edit my rubric, and I would say, we don't use that wording, we use mastery. So I can change that. Very, very simple. I can change the point system. I can change the wording of the rubric however I want. So it is a really useful tool that way. Going back to my class, I can look at Justin's work here. Right now he has a 0 out of 0. I would look at his mark. I say, yeah, he's got mastering. Give him some points all the way through, and then press done. And you can see it grades it for me based on what I've put in. He's got 93%. And then there's plenty of analytics here for AllRubrics, which are really helpful. So if I look at the student report with my one student, I can see where we're at. The weekly progress reports would be really helpful for my classes. And you can look at all sorts of different key pieces of data.